In this video, I've decided to put a voiceover since there is a construction ongoing on our neighbor's house. Good day everyone, I am Ken and today I will be making a carrot cake. But before we start, we need to observe the following. First is our mise en place so we can save time doing our recipe, and second, our hygiene such as wearing our proper decorum and washing our hands before we start so we can prevent contamination to the food. For the ingredients, we will be using the following: all-purpose flour, cinnamon and nutmeg, baking soda, baking powder and salt, nuts, eggs, oil, sugar, and lastly our carrots. Now that we have everything prepared, we are going to move on with our dry ingredients. First, our all-purpose flour, and next our cinnamon and nutmeg, and after that we are going to add our leavening agents, baking powder and baking soda, and lastly we are going to add our salt, and we are going to mix them for about 30 seconds until everything is evenly distributed, and once it's completely mixed, we are going to set it aside. Now we are going to move on with our cake base. So carrot cake is an oil-based cake, that's why we are not going to use any butter, and we're not going to do a creaming method to incorporate air. That's why we are going to start by beating our sugar with the eggs. In here, we are going to add in our eggs on a separate bowl so we can avoid physical contamination such as putting eggshells on our cake base, and also we are going to add this one by one so that we can create a air pockets on our cake base. Cracking our eggs in a separate bowl also prevent us from putting a rotten eggs on our mixture so that we are not going to throw any ingredients. We can also use a hand mixer on beating this batter, but I prefer doing this by hand so I can get a little exercise. Once our batter looks like this, we are going to add in our oil. In here, we are going to add our oil little by little so that our egg and sugar mixture has a time to adapt, and also this will make our life easier because we can easily emulsify the egg mixture on our oil, and we are just going to beat this for about 5 minutes until everything is emulsified. And once it is emulsified, we are going to add in our nut. You can add in any nuts of your choice, but I suggest roasting them first so that you can have the smoky flavor. And we are going to switch our whisk to a spatula, and we are going to fold our nuts on our mixture, and after that we are going to add our flour 1/3 at a time, and once everything is combined, we are going to add our next batch of flour. Most of the carrot cake recipes that I have seen does not call for this step, but I prefer to do this as a safety measure for me to evenly distribute my ingredients and also for this to be well combined. And once everything looks like this, we are going to add our carrots. In here, I suggest that we shred our carrots on our own rather than buying pre-shredded one because it has more moisture, which will help us to achieve a moist carrot cake. And just a little tip that when we start by adding our dry ingredients, we must also end with our dry ingredients. And as you have seen earlier, I switched from my whisk to a spatula because the carrot cake batter will be thick, and if you don't want to destroy your wire whisk, I suggest you also switch to a spatula. Carrot cakes are great substitute for health-conscious eaters because obviously it is healthier, and we can make this more healthy by switching our cooking oil to a palm oil or a vegetable oil. Once our batter looks like this, it is ready to transfer. In here, I am going to transfer it in a silicone mold pan, and the rest of the batter will be used for a carrot cupcakes. In here, I will be using a scoop for me to measure and ensure that every cupcake has the same amount for them to have also the same cooking time in the oven. And once we are done, we are going to put this in the oven for about 18 minutes for 175 Celsius. As you can see in here, I removed my chef's hat because it is really hot in the working area, but instead I tie my hair so that I can still avoid physical hazards such as putting my hair on the food. I've actually decided to make a carrot cake even though I'm not a fan of eating vegetables because this cake will be used for the birthday of our four babies, and I've done my research on what food our four babies can enjoy but also us, and that is how I come up with the recipe of my carrot cake. Carrot cake and carrot cupcakes are best paired with cream cheese frosting, but I've decided to put buttercream frosting so that our four babies can also enjoy it. So here is the final outcome of my carrot cake. So here is cocoa and here is coffee, and lastly our four baby pepper dairy. They turned for 1 year old this year, and here is the cake. We've dusted it by nuts and also put a dog food, and also here is the carrot cupcake for humans consumption, and we just put a buttercream on top and also put their names on it, and I hope you like it.